Ikaika Patria. Ikaika, who are you talking to?
I'm going to talk to a very talented, funny, good-looking, and also a very, very experienced martial arts Schu-Fu, Mr. Sam Force.
That's Schu-Fu.
Schu-Fu, excuse me,
Yes.
my pronunciation was a little off. But it is a great honor to finally get to talk to you on air.
Yay!
I know we've talked before, you know, kind of just sitting down casually. I've talked about what I do on the air. You've talked about what you do on the air. But this is the first time we're going to be doing it together.
Clash of the Titans!
Oh, not a clash. It's going to just be a discussion about philosophy.
Okay.
Absolutely.
But tell me a little bit about what your methods are when you teach people martial arts.
Well, we are based on the individual.
Okay.
And our philosophy is that anybody can defend themselves if taught properly. And you know, when someone comes into us, we're a sports medicine-based system. So as different people come in with different body types, ages, experiences, and everything else, and different goals, we want to bring out the best that's in that person.
I see.
So, and the system that we teach, the techniques and things like that, are really, the goal of it is self-defense and also helping them to balance themselves, body, spirit, mind.
Finding a somewhat of a balance within their own person.
Absolutely.
An inner peace, but also a means to effectively protect himself from maybe some type of external threat.
Exactly. Somewhat like peace through superior fire.
I like that. That's beautiful.
To coin a phrase.
Yes, and you know, I have a very similar approach. One of the things I do when I first meet a client or perhaps a potential student is I kind of want to find out where their motivations are, where their head is at. If I have somebody come in saying, oh, I just got picked on and I want to hurt people, I take a different approach with them. And I try to find out what their psychology is. After that, I gradually groom them into something that I feel will balance them as a person physically and emotionally. So I think you and I do similar things when it comes to our approaches when it comes to teaching. Could I ask you another question? Day one, what would be the first thing you would do with a new student?
Well, first, when they come in, we teach them several basics. One of them is the first blocking set one.
Nice.
And then also the first three techniques.
Which
Blocking
are-
sword, checking sword, and the wrap, which are the
Interesting.
names.
Okay.
And essentially what they are a defense against a right step-through punch, a left step-through punch, and then somebody putting their arm on their shoulder, trying to punch
To
them.
grab. Oh, somebody's
Ooh.
grabbing you by the shirt or the lapel or by the arm and then trying to pull you in hockey style into a strike.
Exactly.
Okay.
So at that point, the person has learned blocking set one, which covers all three different areas of the brain on both sides.
The
above
vital
and below.
spots.
Exactly.
Very nice, right. Which in mixed martial arts, which I teach people, the vital spots that we go for are going to be the nose, the chin, the jawline, and sometimes we hit on the temple, which is the upper part of the head on the side.
Actually, Ikaika, it's
Yes.
slightly different what I was referring to.
Okay.
It was different what I was referring to. There's three families of movement.
Okay.
Circles, lines, and diagonals.
I see.
And above and below the biplane of the body, which is your waist. So there's a total of 6 different types of movement. What our blocking set does is it moves their hand through those movement areas in the brain. So the effect is it sequences the brain
Interesting.
into a proper working order. And we've worked in schools with ADD children,
Interesting.
ADHD and things like that. And when you teach them to do that, it gets their brains working the way they
see.
should, calms them down.
Interestingly enough, in the sport of mixed martial arts and also kickboxing, having an ADD personality is actually very good. It makes it's really true. A lot of the professional fighters and amateur fighters that I work with, they have that, and they're in the gym all the time, and they're highly motivated, and they're driven to succeed because they're doing something that challenges them. When it comes to athletes, I train them a particular way, but when it comes to self-defense, this is the funny thing. When people come to me and say, I want to learn self-defense, I first say, learn what your situational awareness is. Keep your eyes open. Do not get yourself into bad situations. The second thing I teach them is run away. Avoid the conflict. The third thing I teach them is carry a weapon. I'm just keeping it real. In some cases, I really am. Because if I'm getting into a fight on the streets, I'm not kickboxing somebody. I'm picking up a chair. That's a true story. And last but not least, if you have no other options, you have to protect yourself or another, then you can rely upon your skills, which is what we teach. But I do teach an order because I want to avoid a fight more than get into it. I've been in enough to realize there's an X factor that anything could happen in a street fight. So avoidance is going to be the best course of action, I think. But we're gonna wrap things up. But is there some place that we can check you out online?
Yes, if you go to Schu-Fu.com, that's SCHU-FU.com.
Nice, Schu-Fu.com. Okay, and you can also find me. I work at Art of 8 Fitness and Training Center. You can just look it up online, type it into Google. I'm a Muay Thai kickboxing instructor there, so check us out. We're actually the yang to the yin. That was the earlier interview, so that's how it ties in. We balance the show out. Sam, thank you very much.
Thank you, Sam.
Thank you. It was an honor.
It was an honor too, sir.
All right. Two different teachers of different forms, and amazing how many similarities you guys have. I mean, because I know that most of the time that I've known you, you were prepping young people to go in the ring and defend themselves.
I just had a guy fight in Bellator MMA on Friday. Unfortunately, he did not get the victory, but he put on a good show, and he'll be back. He's gonna work his hardest, and hopefully he can get a victory next time.
But the two of you I've known and of course I've known Sam forever, and I always knew that he was a great trainer, and just a pleasure to work with. If you get a chance to work with either one of these guys, please take it. That was our interview. Both sides of martial arts training.
Yeah, I just want to learn the snake and the crane. That's all I want to learn.
You gotta go to the zoo.
You're
for that.
watching
Zoo man
way
can teach
too
you that.
many movies, man.
Yes.
You're not the Karate Kid. I keep telling you, we're not Ralph Macchio. I keep telling most people with haircuts near the flame that they aren't.
I learned all my moves from watching Power
haircut.
Rangers. I don't know about you guys. I just watched the Power Rangers and I just knew what they did.
He made Ikaika. You were like 25 in the Power Rangers.
Dude, I've been doing martial arts for 20 years. So when I was 1, I was actually doing a kick.
You know what? After hearing about spirituality and healing.